Welcome everyone. So today we shall study a very interesting chapter of chemistry, that is carbon, an important element, and this lesson is from class 9 and part 1 video of this lesson. So let's study. Alright, so topics to study. So in this lesson there are some topics, like first topic is carbon, and in carbon we have to study occurrence of carbon's properties and allotropes of carbon. Okay, and next topic is hydrocarbon, and third topic is carbon dioxide and methane, occurrence, properties and their uses. Okay, but in this video we shall study only about the introduction of carbon, that what is carbon we shall study in this video. Okay. Alright, so can you recall? Let's answer some questions. So first is, what is an element and what are the different types of elements? So what are the elements? Any substance that cannot be decomposed into simpler substances by ordinary chemical process, and these are the elements. Okay, so elements are the fundamental materials, and there are three types of elements. First is metals, non-metals and metalloids. So these are the three types of elements. All right. Okay, so next question is, what remains behind on complete combustion of any organic compound? So a black color substance. So after the combustion of any compound or any substance, you can observe the black colored substance is formed. And what is that black color substance? That is a carbon. Okay, so a black color substance, carbon, remains behind and complete combustion of any organic compound. Okay, like if we will burn a coal, a wood. Okay, so what happened after the complete combustion of the wood? What remains? A blackish substances are remaining, and these are nothing but the carbon. All right. So our next question, what type of element is a carbon? So carbon is a non-metallic element, and it is available abundantly in the nature and occurs in free as well as combined state. Okay, so you have learned this in previous standard. All right, so you have also learned about its occurrence in nature in the form of some compounds, like if we will burn the paper, so the blackish substance remains, that is a carbon. So carbon is available abundantly in the nature and occurs in free as well as combined state. Alright, so student, here we have to take when we are heating the milk in a vessel. Okay, so what happened? What remains behind at the bottom of an evaporating dish on complete evaporation of the milk? Alright, so when we are heating the milk, after the complete evaporation of the milk, you can observe here the blackish layer is formed after the complete evaporation of the milk, and that blackish substance, blackish layer, contains a carbon. All right, that means in most of the things carbon is present, like in sugar, wool, dry leaves, hair, seeds, split pulses and plastic. After the combustion of these substance, what happened? A blackish substance is remaining, and that is a carbon. So carbon is available in abundant quantity in the nature. Okay, so now let us study something about carbon. So first we will study this is the atomic structure of a carbon, in which you can observe here 2 electrons are present in the first shell and 4 electrons are present in the second shell. So there are total 6 electrons are there in the carbon. Okay, so the symbol of carbon is letter C. Okay, and atomic number is 6, 2 and 4. So total number of electron is 6. All right, and atomic mass is 12. So what is atomic mass? It is a sum of neutron plus proton. So in carbon atom, in the nucleus of a carbon, there are total 6 protons and 6 neutrons, that is 6 plus 6 is equals to 12. So atomic mass is 12. All right, and electronic configuration is 2, 4. You can observe in the alongside diagram that 2 electrons are there in the first shell of a carbon and 4 electrons are there in the last shell of the carbon atom. All right, and valency is 4. Now what is valency? So the valency is 4 means in the last shell of a carbon atom there are total 4 electrons are there. Okay, and to combine in carbon to combine with another element, it required 4 electrons, more electrons. Okay, so the valency is 4 and it is a non-metallic element. So I hope you all have understood this. Okay, so here make a list of some substances or objects which we are using in our daily lives. Okay, so here I have divided this column into 3 parts. First is metallic object, second is earthen or glass object, and last is other objects or substances. All right, so here in the metallic object we have gold, platinum and silver. This we are using in the form of a jewelry or okay, and iron, steel, aluminium. So these are the metallic objects which we are using in our daily life. And earthen we have mirror, kitchenware and many more. Okay, and for other objects we have foodstuffs like foodstuffs and clothes, fuel, wooden objects. All right, so here I have made this list and it contains okay, so carbon is the most common and important constituent of all these substances which I have mentioned in the all the columns. All right, so carbon is the very important constituent of these things. It is carbon. Okay, so what is a compound? So what is a compound? All right, so a compound is a substance that consists of 2 or more different element. Okay, 2 or more element, like we can take an example of water molecule. Water is a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen, like carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is a form after the chemical combination of carbon and oxygen. So this is a compound. All right, so when 2 elements are combined through a chemical reaction, then a compound is formed. It means chemical reaction should takes place to combine the 2 different elements, and that is called as a compounds. All right, okay. So compounds of here there are 2 types of compounds, like compounds may be organic compound or they may be inorganic compound. So what are the organic compound? So compounds which are obtained directly or indirectly from plants and animals, these are called organic compounds. All right, and inorganic compounds, so the compounds obtained from minerals are called inorganic compounds. All right, so these are the difference, basic difference from organic and inorganic. Like we can say organic is the natural, like these we are obtaining from plants and animals, and inorganic are obtaining from the minerals. All right, okay, so all the organic compounds contain carbon. Why these are contain carbon? Because these we are obtaining from plants and animals. There are many examples you can observe here. This is a okay, and these are the compound obtaining from the minerals, like salts, carbon dioxide and these things. Okay, and here organic compounds we have, this is a inorganic compound. All right, why inorganic compound? Because like you can observe, you can say here, you may have any doubt like carbon dioxide, why carbon dioxide is an inorganic compound, although it is contained carbon. But why to have a organic compound, one condition should be there, like it here carbon hydrogen bond should be there, but in carbon dioxide only carbon is there, no hydrogen is present. That's why it is listed in inorganic compound. Okay, so organic, if the compound has only carbon and hydrogen bond, then only that compound will be organic compound. But in carbon dioxide, here carbon and hydrogen bond is not there, that is why it is listed in a inorganic compound. Okay, and here carbon is the main element even in cellular DNA and RNA that transfer the hereditary characteristic from one generation to the next generation. So what are the DNA and RNA? These are full form is deoxyribonucleic acid, and for RNA it is ribonucleic acids. Okay, so I hope you all have understood this very short video about the carbon, and next topic we will we can do in our next session. Thank you all of you.